Good morning, guys. It's your old pal Brian. It's Saturday, July the something or another, and got to go to work today. Work a little off duty. I was sick yesterday. Geez, I had crippling insomnia. Edmund, I know you feel me on that measure. Today we're flying the Thunder Chicken. Just a little flying and blathering. Nothing special. I go on at noon my time and off at 8 this evening, and then I work for the agency tomorrow at 3 p.m. Getting a little windy today, early. Went out yesterday after I got some rest and took my, I need to name my boat, took my pontoon boat out for a ride with the Princess, and we had partial success in our endeavor. One of the things I was trying to do was check the tanks. I did a rebuild. The boat was given to me, as if you might remember, by a friend, and I thought I got all the leaks out of the tanks. There are 3 compartments and 2 tanks, and the rear compartment had a leak on the top, which is impossible to get to by a welder without stripping the boat. Well, I tell you what, I ain't going to be doing is stripping a boat. So what I did was I read the internet forums and found a chemical used by the marine industry called Gluvit. It's basically it's an epoxy resin. To me, it's very similar to the resin that you might find in pine tar, and but it's got a great viscosity like that of paint, or it's actually even thinner than paint. Well, I took a horse syringe and a piece of tubing and inserted it in the area where I found the leak, which I found with common soap. You know, you put a few drops of dish soap in a sprayer and spray it on there and pressurize the tank with my air compressor, and voila, there's my leaks. Sure enough, you couldn't get a welder to get up inside those leaks. So what I did was took and inserted that glue up in there twice. $54 worth of glue, I might tell you, for a quart. Now I know why it's so expensive. It has a great hold time. It takes about an hour for the glue to set, which allows it to seep down into any of the micro fissures and cracks. And sure enough, it carried out yesterday, and got my neighbor, who's a magnanimous kind of guy, pretty big guy, and his tiny wife, and we put some weight in that boat, and no leak. So that pleases me. I'll be gone to Crystal River here on the 12th to the 23rd, and do not need a leaking boat on my road trip. Well, I just don't have the thumbs today to do the nose end to any degree. I better quit while I'm ahead. I thought I'd filmed this sequence once before, but I forgot to empty my card on my sunglasses cam, so this is part 2. I had a ratchet effect. I'd tightened up my throttle on my transmitter, and I had a ratchet effect, which annoyed me. I put a piece of heat shrink over my tensioner, and I felt the ratchet, and that'd drive me crazy. So between filmings, I went ahead and disassembled my transmitter, and promptly lost one of the screws inside the transmitter. Well, I shook that transmitter and shook it and shook it, and I could not find the screw. I said, well, dang, it probably fell out. Well, I finally put the 2 halves together and just gave it a great shake, and voila, screw. Man, that kind of stuff drives me insane. So where are we at? We are at salutations to Edmund. Sorry to hear about your vehicle. Brian with a Y, Joaquin, Chris, Jeff, Huge, H-U-G-J, of course my great friend Rob, and many salutations to Simon. Congratulations on a number of things. one of which being able to fly for 5 days straight. That's unheard of for me. I just can't do that stuff. Also, I hear a bad elf hooked you up on something, and you'll probably share that with us a little later. So many congrats. Gotta love a bad elf. Well, today we'll bring 35 degree-ish temperature Celsius. 97 to 104 is the heat index. A little nervous. We have the beginnings of a really bad storm out in the mid-Atlantic, thrown off the coast of Africa, and there's a lot of concern that it's going to be everything's just right for a big storm. Of course, we won't know anything until 3 days out, but we may have some pretty bad weather coming. And what happens when we have pretty bad weather is my job changes, and I go and I provide support to the communities that are damaged, not just here in Florida, but I've been to Mississippi before. Hurricane Katrina, if some of you recall. Hi to my buddy from SWRC, I guess it's is it Gary? Hi to all you good people that populate the forum, and more importantly, hi to Miss Helly Wife. Miss Kay, it's just a pleasure to have you on here. You're the rose amongst all us thorns, and I take perverse, and I mean perverse, joy in knowing that you're deviling my pal Rob, but in a good way. Welcome, welcome. It's fun talking with you in private message as well. Isn't that a beautiful little bird? Not bad. I mean, it's got that Asan gyro on it, and carbon blades, and it's a sweetheart. And I hear its RPM's dropping, so I must be towards the end of my flight. And as always, best to all.